Hey guys, I'm going to be showing you a build for Black Widow that is absolutely crazy. This build basically allows you to stay invisible. You stack Widow's bites, and you just have so many heroic orbs, you don't know what to do with yourself. And you can just pretty much stay permanently invisible and just have a blast with her. She is amazing to play. I didn't think I would like her when I first got her and started using her, but, you know, 100 and some odd levels of power levels will change your opinions on characters, especially once you get some top points. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. Alright, so first we're going to start up underneath specialty. So her first support heroic ability is Veil of Shadows. It turns her and everybody around her in a very small radius invisible. So for the first support heroic ability, you want Shadow Gifts. Enemies defeated while Veil of Shadows is active have a 35% chance to drop heroic orbs. So this one is really big, especially with the Takedown ability that spawns heroic orbs, because you have a chance to spawn 2 heroic orbs on a takedown that finishes off an enemy. 2. That's just insane. And then this build stacks a lot of stun damage. Alright, next up, under the Veil of Shadows Specialization 2, you're going to want Mortal Cloak. Increases the critical attack chance for teammates cloaked by Veil of Shadows by 30%. I tested it out with all my characters and different ones that I liked and how it was doing. But if you have her as your AI teammate, this is more of like an AI teammate thing, or if you're playing with a designated group, if your characters are built right, a 30% critical attack chance is huge. Massive. So take that one. You can try any of them if you want, but I'm telling you, 30% attack critical chance is insane. Alright, her Assault Heroic ability is, of course, Widow's Bite. Right underneath it here, it allows you to stack 2 more, so you have a total of 3 that you can fire. First up, Taser Dart. Widow's Bite projectile attaches to the target instead of exploding and deals shock damage. So, I purposely select targets for Widow's Bites. I like to just attach them to them and attach like all 3 darts to one enemy, because it just does an insane amount of damage. That's my personal opinion. I played around a lot with Super Static Dark to shut down general areas of like a map, and it works as pretty well too. So I'd say it's between these two, and depending on what kind of game mode I'm playing, I switch between these two a lot. I do not like Lightning Fist. It launches your enemies away, and Black Widow's, you know, up close and personal. Alright, so for Widow's Bite Specialization number 2, I like Paralyzing Bite. Widow's Bite inflicts 40% more stun damage, increasing chance to stun enemies. When you stun an enemy, you can perform a takedown. Takedown spawn heroic orbs because of the ability later. As you're going to see, we're going to be stacking a lot of stun damage. So her ultimate heroic ability is Power Surge, where she gets her staff out and just starts whooping ass. So under Power Surge Specialization 1, I like a Galvanic Bite. Increases damage of Widow's Bite while Power Surge is active by 20%. So you activate Power Surge, and then you spam 3 Widow's Bites on an enemy that attaches to him, and just does it does ridiculous amounts of damage if you stack all 3 on like a shielded priority target. And then for her Power Surge Specialization 2, I like to choose Kilowatt. Increases stun damage while Power Surge is active by 30%. Again, stun damage allows you to go ahead, get the takedowns. So the reason why I like so much stun damage is because I like to activate the Support Heroic, which turns me invisible, and I'll ultimate at the same time, and I just go to town on everything around me, causing them all to go into takedown states, and I just spam takedowns. I'll do 3, 4 takedowns in a row sometimes, and sometimes she stacks so much stun damage that you can almost basically stun lock enemies in takedown animations. I've done it to Adaptoids where I've been able to get them with 3 takedowns in a row before they're able to attack again. Alright, underneath the Mastery tree, under Intrinsic Ability, Overcharge Damage Specialization, you're going to want to select Overcharge Damage. Increases all damage while overcharged by 5%. So I've played around with a couple things here. I just like the flat damage increase of that. I'm not good enough to get overcharged consistently and stay overcharged consistently, because it relies on you not being hit, and there's too many things in this game presently that just randomly hit you for like 1 point of damage for no reason. Alright, the second one, I always choose the Takedown charge. Takedowns boost an increased amount of intrinsic Shadow Ops energy by 20 points. So takedowns cause you to gain intrinsic charge. Pretty simple. And then the third one, Heroic Overcharge, increases the rate at which heroic energy recharges while overcharged by 15%. Any amount of increase in heroic charges is big, especially if you manage to stay overcharged for any period of time, especially a 15% increase. That is big. Alright, so your grenade type, you can do whatever you want. I have it set for the 3 grenades right now, just so I can spam it. And you can use your grenades by holding Y. It took me forever to figure that out. It's your heavy, it just holds your heavy attack. So I also add a significant amount of shock damage to her because I like the shock damage, and then her abilities use shock damage. Her ultimate ability uses a lot of shock damage. And Widow's Bite uses shock damage. And then recoil compensator, it reduces shot recoil by 15%, allowing for steadier aim. I like this one. I use a mixture of all of her guns, and this one seems to even the playing field the best across them. Under invisibility, increases stun damage while invisible by 15%. And then the second one, heroic energy recharges 15% faster while invisible. The third one, critical melee, increases critical attack chance by 20% for melee attacks while invisible. So all 3 of those things is big. And I like the chance to deal damage, the chance for critical attack, because it doesn't matter if you stack critical damage non-stop if you don't have the critical attack chance. The Heroic Takedown Mastery, this is the one, it's pretty universal across all your characters. Your takedowns always regenerate willpower, so you want them to also generate heroic orbs so you can just heroic orb smash. I don't even know why this is an option in this game. It should just work that way because I haven't played a character where I'm like, I want a different one. The second one underneath the utility increases stun damage by 15%. So I stacked a bunch of stun damage across everything else. So here's more stun damage to stack on top of more stun damage. And then light and heavy attacks boost the energy of all heroic meters by 5%. So this thing is a monster in the game, and it's just insane how fast you can generate everything. So, alright, one last thing I want to cover before we get done with this video is the Tacticon. This is pretty universal for what you're going to want for Black Widow because of how much status damage she does and everything else, and it's just crazy how this thing is just a massive stat stick for her. So the first perk on the Tacticon is Routed, 12% increased damage on enemies affected by any status. The second one is Exploit, 12% increased status damage from all attacks. That's a big boost. That's a big boost to her. And then Quell. The ultimate is either a left shift and X or press your 2 sticks in at the same time to trigger an explosion that deals exploit damage on enemies affected by any status and increases all status damage against any unaffected enemies hit. So this thing is pretty important to have on Black Widow, and it's the only exotic relic I recommend right now. It's up to you. This is the one I highly, highly recommend. Alright. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. And as always, if there is loot, I will loot it. I'll see you all next time. Hey guys, thanks for checking out the video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel to keep up to date with all my latest content. It's right there in the bottom right hand corner. Also, check me out over on Twitch. I'm a variety streamer there. And links to all my social media down below in the description of this video. As always, I hope everyone has a wonderful day, and I'll see you for the next video.